Exeter Theatre Royal Fire. The Exeter Theatre Royal Fire was a disaster that occurred on the 5th of September 1887 in Exeter, England. A fire broke out in the backstage area of the Theatre Royal during the production of Romany Rye by George Robert Sims and starring Wilson Barrett. The fire caused panic throughout the theatre, with 186 people dying from a combination of the direct effects of smoke and flame, crushing and trampling, and trauma injuries from falling or jumping from the roof and balconies. The death toll makes it the worst theatre disaster, the worst single-building fire, and the third worst fire-related disaster in UK history. Most of the dead were in the gallery of the theatre, which had only a single exit with several design flaws, and quickly became clogged with people trying to escape. Construction of this Theatre Royal, the previous Theatre Royal, Exeter, had been gutted by fire in 1885, and the new theatre was opened in 1886 to the design of well-known theatre architect C.J. Phipps.
The building was constructed from stone and red brick on the outside, but inside made extensive use of timber. The licensing authority, Exeter City Council, ordered that the new theatre be constructed in accordance with the rules and regulations of the Metropolitan Board of Works, which was mandatory in London, but not in the regions. In his letter accompanying the plans to the Corporation Surveyor of Exeter City Council, Phipps directly states that the building met all the rules and requirements laid out. The magistrates did not make an inspection of the stage, the mezzanine floor, or the fly galleries. The only access in or out of the gallery, the highest level in the theatre, was a single stone staircase, which had 4 right-angled turns in it. Licensing magistrates noted during the licensing hearing that the Metropolitan Board rules stated that there should be 2 exits, but Phipps asserted that a second exit was provided by climbing the railing at the front of the gallery and dropping to the second circle below, and this was accepted with the license issued. The licensing requirements also specified the provision of an iron safety curtain, which was not fitted at the time of the fire. Similarly, a fire hydrant in the stage wings was on the plans of the theatre but never installed. 3. Despite Phipps being advised by Messrs. Merriweather, the installers of fire suppression measures, that the 2 hydrants installed were insufficient. The Fire Brigade of the West of England Insurance Co. was based only 100 yards, 91 meters, from the theatre, and they responded about 5 minutes after the blaze started with their Little West fire engine. Ladders were brought by members of the public from a local builder's yard, and several people were successfully rescued using the ladders to bring them from the gallery down to the balcony of the upper and dress circles. Other fire brigades from across the city also attended, including the Army Brigade from Higher Barracks and the Railway Brigade of the London and South Western Railway. A number of people were on the roof awaiting rescue, but the city's wheeled ladder was delayed in arriving from the Guildhall as the keyholder could not be located for some 20 minutes. Firefighters from Topsham saw the blaze from 5 miles (8.0 kilometers) away and set off to attend, but their horse had been turned out to graze and could not be caught, and so they set off pulling their engine by hand. The horse was eventually captured and caught up with the firefighters about halfway on their journey, then being harnessed to the appliance to continue the journey. The fire was beyond the capability of the firefighters, and they had to retreat from the flames. A group of rescuers, including soldier driver George Cooper and sailor seaman William Hunt, climbed over a small roof and broke a window, pulling several people to safety. A number of people remained trapped on the roof or on the balconies of the building, but the fire's spread overtook many of these before rescuers could reach them, some choosing to jump to the street rather than be reached by the flames. The landlord of the nearby New London Inn, Robert Popel, responded at the first alarm, bringing 5 or 6 ladders which saved many people, and then opened his premises, using the pub to shelter the survivors and laying out victims in the stables. His actions during the fire were widely reported, including by the Illustrated London News, and he was praised for his actions. He was presented with a silver and gold bracelet by the Earl of Portsmouth the following month for his actions on the night of the fire. This popularity saw him elected Sheriff of Exeter a few years later, followed by Alderman, and later he was elected Mayor 3 times. The police also attended, with a Constable Ching being noted for making a number of successful rescue efforts into the building with a handkerchief over his mouth.